All right. Hi, everyone. Welcome back. I'm sure you're super excited now to hear something pretty amazing. Yesterday, we talked about the first chapter of Rich Dad Poor Dad, where we covered pretty interesting content, where we spoke about the emotions of fear and greed, which drives most of us to work. If you just step back and think about these two emotions, you will realize these emotions are connected to some of the toys or some of the good things we want to buy out of the money. And our main focus goes only making money rather than learning how to make money work for us. But today, I'm going to talk about the positive aspect of these emotions, which will make you think about possibilities in life, which you can really create in your life and which could create magic and the kind of emotions you could bring back in your life and excitement. So there is a conspiracy too with this book, which I'm going to speak about Think and Grow Rich. For people who don't know me, I'm Kiran here. I'm alumni of IIT Kharagpur, and I have been I did my engineering in aerospace engineering in my college, and after that I've been into the IT industry and into digital healthcare. And apart from that, I always love to share my learnings and knowledge because I believe while you share, while you learn and grow more. So that is why I'm speaking to you, everyone. And this is one of my passion and one of my interests to speak to everyone. So we talked about Rich Dad Poor Dad yesterday. Today we'll talk about something pretty amazing called desire and auto suggestion. And before I bring this topic to you, let me give a very simple snapshot of this conspiracy behind the book Think and Grow Rich. Although I've covered this conspiracy, with all of my other videos. If you have not gone through, you can go through that. But the mind behind this book comes across from the person called Andrew Carnegie. If you are a computer science grad and aspiring for higher studies or post grad or graduate, you would know this university called Carnegie Mellon University. Carnegie Mellon University is named after this guy called Andrew Carnegie, who was a billionaire almost 100 years back, and who came from nowhere to the richest person on earth at that era, where Henry Ford, John D. Rockefeller, Wright brothers, and Edison, and so many people were there. And this guy had a dream, to become super wealthy in his life, and in his course of life he became wealthy, and in the end of his career he decided to give back to society. And that is when he got an idea, what thing I could give to society which can make the society a better place. One thing he thought to do lots of charity. Now he did do a lot of charity, just like how Bill Gates and every other person is doing currently. But after doing charity, he felt charity, money, donating money is something perishable. I have to give to society something which is not perishable and which people can use and empower themselves and make wonders in people's life. That is when he thought of an idea, he to interview all those successful people, who a handful of people at that era, to see understand the mindset comparatively to people around, people who are living a very decent life, and why this handful of people are ruling the economy of 95% of wealth. And this is what Andrew Carnegie wanted to find the answer. And that is where he hired Napoleon Hill, who is the author of this book, Think and Grow Rich. And he offered an interesting proposal to Napoleon Hill. He told, boss, I'm not going to give you any salary, but you have to work for me for 15 years. And the proposal is simple, give or take. If you're willing to take this proposal, I give you more details about it, or else I won't, I'll give you someone else. And Napoleon Hill thought of around 10 to 15 seconds and accepted, yes, I will do it. That is when Andrew Carnegie told, I will give you access to world's richest and fortunate people in this earth. You have to go and interview them, see their mindset, their childhood, and the principles they have learned in their childhood till now while they're implementing the life. Comparatively, you have to also learn to understand people who are already leading a normal life and give back the data and create something magical for present generation so that they can implement something in their life. And that is how it all started, guys. You won't believe it. And it took almost 25 years, cut short the story, to really form the book which I'm talking about. In fact, the book was about to come to school curriculum, but at that time government didn't allow it. Do you know why government didn't allow it? Because government didn't want people to be an entrepreneur or to people to follow the passions or their desires. Rather than they wanted labor at that time, so people were trained to get a good grade, get study hard, and become good, skilled enough to have a good job. And that is where we were trained enough, and government never allowed this book. But if you see this book is recommended from every successful people on this present earth, although the book is 100 years old. The concept and the mind is pretty magical. And today, I'll talk about desire, the chapter desire and the auto suggestion. Guys, desire is not something equivalent to burning desire. I had a desire to have wonderful communication skill. I had skill which is way pathetic how you're listening to me before. It was 4 years back when I came to Bangalore. I was very shy, timid, and introvert. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to grow in my life. I was lacking self-confidence. Although I had a good degree, I used to feel, my action will speak louder than work. Why should I speak? And I wanted to, overcome this communication skill, because one of my mentor, Vijay, who was passed out from IIT Madras, he told me, Kiran, if you want to achieve fortune in this lifetime, you have to master the art of communication skill. Whichever profession you have to outgrow, you have to know how to communicate with people. You have to learn how to deal with people. And this is when I understood the power of public speaking, conflict management, communication. And I thought to overcome this roadblock. And you know what I did? My burning desire was to overcome this skill in just 1.5 year. And every single day, I used to talk to unknown people. I used to, go to LinkedIn. I used to go to different social media. I used to go out, speak to unknown people, and make a fool out of myself. But I had a purpose. I had a burning desire to overcome my skill. And every single week and every single day for 2 years, I kept on, I kept on speaking, kept on practicing, kept on speaking, kept on practicing. And that is when I could overcome the first level fear of communication skills, and I was becoming better. Why did I share my burning desire, guys? The reason I shared, because this was a part of a plan which would give me my aspirations of becoming a superhero of my life. Since childhood, I had a desire of becoming a superhero. Realistically speaking, I want to make sure I wanted to people to know their potential in their life and not succumb to peer pressure, succumb to the world's pain, and rather than give up the dream. And this is when the one of the example shared in this book was Edwin Barnes. Edwin Barnes used to travel from मालगाड़ी, हिंदी में बोलते हैं मालगाड़ी में ट्रैवल करता है बंदा, और आता है हेनरी एडिसन के साथ काम करने के लिए. Edwin Barnes had a burning desire to work with Edison as a business associate. He did not want to work as an employee. And he comes, he takes up just few pennies, whatever he left. He travels all across through his through a train, comes back to the city and works for Edison for almost 5 years. You know why he works? Because in the end output, he tells himself, I'm coming out of that work life by getting a project with Thomas Edison and to work with him alone as a business partner. And that is what was burning desire of him. And burning desire is definite, friends. It is definite. It is not something कि यार ये हो जाएगा तो वो नहीं होगा, वो हो जाएगा तो ये नहीं होगा. Burning desire doesn't have a backup plan. Burning desire is a definite, and that is what you want. Live or die. That is what he did. Edwin Barnes did it, and he fortunately, he got offer, to work with Edison, and he could fulfill the desire. So, guys, this is what a desire is mean about. This is what desire means, a lot. You have to have a definite desire to conquer everything in your life. And let me give you, steps to really get the desire. And many of you would ask this question, Kiran, desire होने से ही तो हम लोग काम करेंगे, बट डिजायर लाएंगे कैसे? Most of you, I know, you come from a very normal, humble background, and most of you do not have a burning desire. The only way to bring a desire in your life is to create an auto suggestion concept in your life. And you know what is auto suggestion? Auto suggestion in your life is nothing but repetition, 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 and repetition. If you don't have a burning desire, find people who have burning desire. Find people who are following their aspiration. Find people who are passionate about their goals and stick around with them. Try to understand. Try to get that effect of passion in their mind, passion in their heart. In fact, if you know this movie, Toy Story, if you have seen Pixar Animation Studio, do you know the founder of Pixar Animation was Ed Catmull. Ed Catmull has an association who was the founder of Adobe and the founder of Next. These two people were his roommates, and that is how his burning desire got fueled. Desire could be a seed, guys, but you have to fuel your desire to become a tree. Imagine the seed is coming into your mind, but if you're not fueling it, if you're not nurturing it, that seed will just remain seed, it will just die. You have to fuel it, you have to nurture it with emotions such that that seed will become a tree. And that is what is a desire is all about. In next of my series, I'll also talk about faith, because faith is one of the emotions which will give you immense power to make sure your desire becomes magnified. And the emotions of faith, love, and sex is of course biological, if you all know, but these are the few emotions, the most major positive emotions. If you can use it for your purpose, you can create magic. But let me tell you, while this COVID situation is going on, lot of adversity is going on. In fact, in aerospace industry, many of my friends are getting laid off, and situations are not at all good. But trust me, guys, every adversity lies a seed of equal and better benefit. It had happened in my life as well. I will tell you one of my story. In my childhood, when I wanted to become a cricketer, although I couldn't play for professional career, but I always had a desire to have that respect, the promotion, the celebrity feeling, all through the process of playing that cricket. And that feeling was priceless, and I wanted to get that feeling. Although the desire was very hard, but fear and anxiety and all of self-doubt succumbed me, and a desire vanished. But then I learned the process, and I could find multiple ways to really overcome those shortcomings and find different other ways to really get that kind of output. And that adversity, losing cricket was an adversity for me. Terrible adversity. I used to cry in my college to win a tournament. I know few of my friends, Akshat, Ankur Kaushik, so many people were there who used to play with me and used to cry in the ground, not to if we lose any matches. And going to that level, to this realistic life, it was an adversity for me. But what is a better benefit? While I thought of finding other answers, while I thought of finding multiple plans, I could find my purpose in my life. Let me tell you, what is current greatest dream of my life, which drives me crazy now. My biggest dream right now is to fund my dreams so badly that I do not have to depend on anyone else. And that is where purpose of becoming wealthy in life comes into the picture. When I say wealthy, it is abstract, but let me tell you definite goal what I kept for myself. Definite goal is to make 1.5 lakhs income without my physical presence every month. Yes, guys, 1.5 lakhs seems to be very small to someone, seems to be big to someone, but 1.5 lakhs is on dot, which I'm speaking to you, everyone, publicly, so that my definite desire is getting crystallized with my emotions, such that I can create, I have never have to fight for survival anymore. My parents, my responsibilities, everything is taken care of. And this is what is the current desire I have. And I am bringing all emotions to mixing and bringing all emotions such that this desire becomes so huge and it becomes a reality. And that is what is called repetition. And to make this whole out, you have to use repetition of affirmation, which is where subconscious mind will play into this picture, and you will develop emotions of faith. Many of you ask, Kiran, why, how do we develop faith? How do we develop self-confidence? The only solution, the only antidote of faith is to do auto-suggestion. You keep on repeating what you really want, the way you want to live, with emotions, how do you want to live, and put your dreams across people, and watch, put wallpaper which is about your dreams and desires, such that your mind is occupied full of your desires. And that is when the faith slowly develops, because subconsciously it takes, and subconsciously mind talks to the ether and creates opportunities for you. And that is why I have attracted peak impact mentorship in my life 3 years back, and I could get a mentor who could really guide me and who could really help me to develop a game plan for my life. And while this all happens, you'll come across lots of failure. What is the antidote of failure? Faith is only known antidote of failure. And faith, as I already told you, it is only possible through autosuggestion. And autosuggestion comes from power of association and the inputs you take from the outside. Whatever inputs you give to your brain, that is what is the output. So, guys, This is what I wanted to speak to you all today. And I know it is very simple and short. And the content, I've taken the content from the first chapter of Think and Grow Rich Desire. And it has tremendous value addition of the different people's life and different people's, career and different people mindset. I'm sure, I'm telling you, you should definitely read this book, at least the first chapter, which will help you inculcate some desire. In fact, that book told, in every depression, few dreamers are born. Today, we are in an era of depression due to COVID and lockdown. Trust me, few dreamers are born. I don't know whether I'm the dreamer or you are the dreamer, but I hope if you're watching this video, I hope some dreams are getting enlightened in your life, because my dreams are getting enlightened. If your dreams are getting enlightened, partner with us and let us create a revolution in the society. And it's really great talking to you guys, and bring you back some amazing topics in the coming up series. Thank you so much, and good night. And if you have any questions, do drop me, and let's have a discussion on the topic desire. Thank you.